Yeah, g'day, Bush Camping Tools here. Well, as you can see, it's a bit smoky, but I'm up in my favourite place, one of my favourite places in the mountains, and I've got with me something special here, which is new from Extrema Ratio. Here it is here, just take a look at that. And as you can all see, this is the drop point, and it's new from them, and they've given it the designation, the DMP, the Drop Multi-Purpose Knife. Let's take a closer look at it. So this is it here. You can see, as I said, it's a drop point. It's a full flat grind. The blade is basically 5 inches long. It's 6 millimeters thick along the spine. It's got a pretty much full spine thickness all the way. The swedge is not being narrowed down too much here, and they even make a point about saying, you know, the tip is reinforced because it's not like a knife edge swedge on there. Is like most of their other knives made from Bowler's N690. And it's got a great resistance to corrosion, you know. I mean, I've been using their knives for some years now, and I haven't had a problem with it. It's not 100% corrosion proof. No good tool steel is 100% corrosion proof. You know, you'd have to have the softer grades of stainless for that. But N690 does a pretty good job at that. You know, I'm not just worried about getting this thing wet all week. It won't, you know, make any difference whatsoever. And if you're unfamiliar with the Forprin grips that they use, regardless of how crazy you think they look, they're really comfortable. And in actual fact, when my hands are wet now, the grip is wet, this is really tacky. Extra tacky it appears when it's wet. There's no slip on this whatsoever. So the formulation they're using for the Forprin is really, really good. Absolutely, you know, there's no, from a grip perspective, it's excellent, yeah. It's a full tank construction through this Forprin grip. Again, this is a slightly varied form of their original Forprin grip, and it's an excellent grip. I mean, tapers towards the back end, anti-twist designed into it. You've got this cutaway area here, very good gripping. You know, I've got muck all over my hands, been in the water, some good jimping up on here too, and that also jimping helps to, it looks aggressive, but it's not, because the edges are smoothed on there, but that helps to lock it into the scabbard. I'll just show you, it forms part of the lock here. Alright, the scabbard, as you can see, it's very open here, and it's open right at the bottom here as well too, and that means it's a free draining scabbard. So, you know, no water can get caught in this, and because it's plastic, there's nothing to rot, and dirt and mud, no problems. And while we're talking about water, just look at this, you know, wet hands, this is very tacky. This is very, you know, a really good grip on there. To take this off, you see, obviously you can't take it off that end. And to take it off, to pull it out the other end, you've got to bend all of this webbing. And this here is got to go through this loop, right? Okay, so it's got to go through that loop. And you could do it, you know, by bending this thing and shoving it through there. This is quite stiff though across here like that, so I would not recommend doing that. Okay, so you've got this Velcro closure on here, and what you can do is, so this just adjusts, you know, just through this plastic buckle, and they've added a piece of elastic here. This elastic is just to keep this, to stop this happening like this, you know, so the elastic can be pulled down over like that, pulled down over there like that, and that stops that from you know, being caught and pulled off, because you've got that elastic on there like that. You know, you can adjust it slightly here. There's a little bit of adjustment. You could put it over here like this, you know. Okay. So on the inside of the leg loop, you've got this, you know, very tacky, rubbery material. It's soft, but it's quite sticky to help grip on clothing. And here's some elastic, you know, to keep it, you know, the tension around the leg, the upper thigh. Okay, I want to talk about this. This is a quick release. If you see, if you move this moves. You can get this knife either left or right-handed from the factory, set up for right-handed here. Otherwise, the lever would be on the other side. But you just press that, and that slides out like that. And the locking comes from an interaction of the spine here, this jimping, and a big knobby section in here. I don't know if you can see that just in there, that, right? So, and when you put this in, when you put that in there, like that, right, it locks really firmly. So you can't pull this out, right? This is not going to come out like that. And you've got this added on here, a typical retention clip around the handle there. And that's also a good thing, because if you don't have that on there, and that was like this, you know, just on a belt, this would be like this, you know, that can go like this, okay, and move around a bit. But it's a bit better having this retention strap on here. This can be turned around too for left-handed operation. So you just got Velcro in here, right, okay. It can be moved around and swapped, turned around. Okay, so again, to release this thing, you just press it here, right, like that, and that comes out just like that, right? And easy in, like this, easy out. But it's secure, listen to it. It's a secure lockup in there, and as I said, anti-rattle. All right, let's move on. Okay, so I'm going to put it in the scabbard, and as you can see, if you just try to force that in, like that, you know, all knives have got to go in the scabbard the right way. This knife, when you put it in, it's got to be pulled over a little bit. If you pull it over a little bit, it will slide in there, because this retention, of course, wants to push the knife this way. That's what holds it in the scabbard, right? That's what holds it in the scabbard, okay? But if you don't do that, you see, you can, it's not damaged because forepreen's so tough. You can start to wear a bit of the forepreen on there like that. So the way to avoid to do that is, when you put it in the scabbard, is to do this motion like this. Can you see that there? This motion, and then that, right, it goes in there smoothly, and then it's really locked in there like that. It cannot come out, you know. And that locks in the scabbard. You cannot pull that out of the scabbard, no chance. You need the quick release on there to do that. And it's got a good guard with a little bit of jimping there. There's no chance you can slip onto the blade. And of course, a pommel. You don't need any tools to remove the handle from this. You can do this with a stick or some piece of iron or metal through there to remove that. If you have to wash it, if you get it immersed in seawater or whatever, yeah, it came beautifully sharp out of the factory, of course. And we're going to be using it out in the mountains over there. In balance, you know, it's not a chopper. You know, this is a military knife, but okay, these are green branches, so, you know, there's enough weight in there to, oh, just come up over here for a sec. It doesn't want to pull out of my hand, which is a good thing. And, you know, if you have to, you know, Might just leave that on there and cut that off when it's cooked, I think. Just need some tools here. Alright, let's put this away firstly. Stand back. Oh, look at that. That is just top dollar. Soft lamb. Look at that, fantastic. Oh, it's very hot there. It's looking pretty good. We're just gonna great. Look at that, fantastic. Good stuff. Cut some of it. This makes great, refreshing brew of tea, or you can dry it and make tea with it. Come across these herbs here. This is like wild thyme. Makes excellent tea, really good tea. Really good tea. Normally I'm cutting it with a there you go, with a serrated edge because it's really fibrous, but this stuff is really good. Makes excellent tea. Excellent tea. I'll take that. Okay, I want to do the summary now on this new model from Extrema Ratio, the DMP, which is the drop multi-purpose. And I'm going to say right now, well, you know, it's definitely multi-purpose, and there's no argument there about it, because let's face it, there's a reason why, and that is the drop point blade is just a multi-purpose blade. You know, we've seen it recapitulated in many different models from many different manufacturers, and I think many, as I said earlier on, will really like the fact that Extrema Ratio have now brought out a full flat grind drop point here, and let me tell you why now I think it's a great knife, and that is because it's just about the right length. 5 inches is a good length for outdoors work. Now I know it's designed for military, and it's certainly military tough. Easy to feel, disassemble, just stick a stick or a bit of metal in the end, or even hard plastic, unscrew the pommel, the handle comes off, it's easy to clean, stuff like that. It's got a good guard here, right, so you're not going to slip onto the blade. That's why it's multi-purpose. You know, you can do a lot of jobs with a drop point blade. And a full flat grind gives it an edge of sturdiness to it as well. At 6 mils across the spine, it's bordering on, you know, certainly 8 mils and all these crazy numbers like that, they're too thick for outdoor work like out here and stuff like that. I've been cutting up meat with it, vegetables, raw meat, cooked meat, preparing some wood around the fire, a bit of carving with it. It's easy to carve, it's comfortable. There's no argument about these handles. They're really great to grip on, hold on to. It's a comfortable knife to use, wet or dry hands. You've seen that already. So there you go. Let's have a closer look here. That is Extrema Ratio's drop multi-purpose knife, new for Extrema Ratio in 2021. Alright, bush camping tools here. Thanks for watching.